Life is 10% what happens to us, and 90% how we react to it. Dennis P. Kimbrough. There are two types of pain in this world: pain that hurts you and pain that changes you. Today, let's just say pain definitely changed our lives forever.
We good, man. I know shit been tough since that stuff went down between mine. How y'all holding up anyway?
Who is he? Don't play with me. What are you talking about? You know exactly what I'm talking about, man.
Hey, you gotta talk to somebody about your problem.
10 o'clock sharp.
Well, y'all got it, hey, you still coming right, man? Don't have me out here looking crazy, man.
Yeah. I'm on my way. Boy, it's an item in here. Hey, I'm actually enjoying myself.
As you should, indeed, man. It's good to see you smiling for a time, man.
Yeah.
You've been going in and out a lot lately, D. What's up with you?
Oh, yeah, I'm good. Yeah. We turned up last night, huh?
Girl, yes, we did.
Joe, what's up? Give me a call. Let me get this message. All right? Let's get Dorian. You better than this. You got this. You got this. She's gone.
And who are you here talking to?
Nobody, man. Nobody. Come on, go in.
Did I miss the memo about breakfast? No. I'm just worried about it.
I gotta tell you something, dude. You got the promise not to be mad at me.
Hello everyone, and welcome to another episode of One Family News Let's Talk. I have two special guests joining me today. I have author, songwriter, and director of the new web series Pointing Fingers, Miss Coronae Willis, and with her is one of the leading actresses in the web series, Miss CoDee Gordon. A little delay, but we're gonna keep it moving. So tell us about your new series, Pointing Fingers.
Pointing Fingers basically follows Dorian Hunter, who is a pediatrician. Who suffers from a few mental health issues. She witnessed a few traumatic things as a child, and it kind of messed her up mentally. It changed her outlook on relationships and love and everything that goes with that. And she's basically just trying to find out who's to blame for her emotional instability. And it's a pretty interesting story.
Okay, can you give us some background on your series? What sparked this? What sparked you to write this series?
My relationships, my relationship with my parents, my love life, my most previous relationship. I just wanted to. Sometimes I'm really not good at communicating face to face. I do most of my best communicating through writing, and so what I did was I couldn't. It was like I couldn't really get out how I felt after the breakup. Didn't really have any, couldn't really talk to her about how I felt during the relationship or after about how I felt. So I just wrote about it. And the series is based on my life and my experiences as well.
Okay, so when did you actually, can you get into when you actually start writing this series?
I started writing it in August of last year. And the first episode I wrote in a day, and I sent it to my mom and kind of got some feedback from her about it. Told her what I wanted to do with it, and my mom is my biggest support, and she just encouraged me to keep going, keep writing, and that's what I did. I didn't expect it to turn out the way that it did, but I'm thankful that it did.
Okay, so how did you go from writing into turning it into the series that it is right now?
I honestly, I didn't know at first if I wanted it to be a movie or series. But there's so much that I want to say in this series. Like right now, I'm in the middle of writing season 3, and I just felt like I get my point across better if I was able to keep it going. You know, once you see a movie, that's really it. Unless you know, make a part 2 or part 3. This way, I'm able to episode by episode give you a different experience of mine. You know, show you something different that I went through, and so I think the series was the best way to do it.
Okay, so how did you go about picking someone to actually play the role of Dorian in the series?
I honestly, I was so confused. There was so much going on for me mentally at that point. I didn't know how I was going to cast, and I ended up seeing Constance post. I don't know what she posted, but she posted something, and I was like, man, I wonder if I could get her to do it, because I've known her, but I never actually had a conversation with her. I saw her hosting an event one time in Jackson, and I kind of connected with her online, but we never actually talked. So, but when I saw her, I went through her pictures. I'm like, man, this would be the perfect person to do it. But I also know that CoDee has a lot going on as well. She does a lot. And so I was kind of prepared for the no, but I was hoping for the yes. And I hit her up, man. And when she agreed to do it, like that just motivated me even more to keep writing, you know, because I'm like, okay, now I have my Dory. So everybody else, I can get them together. It was just I need somebody to play me. You know what I'm saying? So when I got her to do it, it was like that's a wrap. I mean, I think I did. I took one of her pictures and I did like a little design on it, and I sent it to her, and it had like pointing fingers coming soon on it, and it was just her. You know, because I'm like, I got my when you get your main character, you set. You know, you good. And when she agreed to do it, like I said, I was super excited about that.
So, CoDee plays Dorian Hunter in the series.
Mm-hmm.
What did you have to do, CoDee, to prepare yourself to step into the role of Dorian Hunter?
Well, luckily, I've lived a lot of the life that Dorian lives. A lot of the things that she goes through as far as drama and things like that, it's kind of like reliving some of the things I've been through in my life. I'm a little bit older than some of the cast, and so a lot of this stuff is like me being able to get get to act a different way than how I acted when it happened to me. You know, it's like a opportunity to be on the outside looking in. So in order to embrace Dorian, I just was like, just get ready to be somebody else this time. You know,
get ready to be somebody else. I like that. So how did it make you feel when Corona came to you to ask you to play this part?
Oh man, I was excited. I was honored. I was flattered. All that good stuff at the same time, because I've done a lot of stuff, and I've never acted since I was in elementary school. Like seriously, like I think I played in Alice in Wonderland when I was in like second grade. You know, I've I've done a lot of MCing at nightclubs and stuff like that, and never had to learn a line, but it was kind of crazy. It was kind of like it was meant to be because I produced the film, and me and my friends were talking. My friends were like, "You need to go to Hollywood, man. You just have to act and do stuff." And then I was just like, "Man, I don't know about acting." And no lie, that same week, Coronae hit me up and was like, "Hey, I was interested if you would, if you would do this." And I was just like, "Man, that's nothing but God." So I had to say yes, because I felt it was meant to be.
So, Corona, what are some other things that you've been working on?
Music for the soundtrack. I'm working on a lot of music for the soundtrack. My videographer, Ren Hill, is actually producing most of the music for the soundtrack as well. And I'm writing it. He's producing it. He's singing some of it. Outside of that, I'm still promoting my book, 7 Steps to Letting Go, which is on Amazon. I am getting ready to start working on another film as well. I'm just trying to stay busy, trying to perfect pointing fingers and keep everything together. Just keep the ball rolling. I feel like if I stop, once I stop, it's like when you stop doing something, when you hungry for the right thing, you got to keep going. Because once you start slacking, it's gonna be hard to pick it back up. So I'm trying to tap into everything right now.
So where do you see this going?
I see pointing fingers being on a Young and the Restless type of thing. I see it being a household name. I mean, like I said, like Young and the Restless, Bold and the Beautiful type thing. You know what I mean? We're young, we're energetic, we're hungry for it right now. Everybody in the cast is a family. We when I say we're a family, we are a family. We talk every day. You know, and I just want to keep it going as far as we can take it.
To touch on a little bit on, so you say your cast is your family. Your video went out. Oh, there you go. So touch a little bit on your cast. How were you able to bring them all together, and what did you offer them to come and volunteer to help you put this series together?
Honestly, I told everybody the same thing. I'm broke. Hey, when we start making the money, then that's different. But right now, this is a dream. And when everybody got the script and they start reading it, they start embodying it. It's like they were meant to play that role. I mean, we didn't have any issue. We didn't have any issues with anybody getting their lines together. You know what I mean? Like they were pretty. They were just as dedicated as I am, and they still are. And I don't know. It's like the first meeting. My first time meeting CoDee. Formally meeting CoDee was at the very first rehearsal, and that was everybody's first time meeting each other. And from that day, it's been like we're a family. Like even when we met, like there was no awkwardness or anything like that. Like we all just vibed together.
So what type of offers or who's been contacting you?
we have a few networks that are interested. I won't drop any names
Right.
because nothing is solid right now, but we have a few people that are interested in it. My only thing is I just want to make sure we all are taken care of. At the end of the day, these people have blessed me with their time and their energy and their talent. And wherever we go, I want to make sure that I'm not only taken care of, but so are they.
Okay. And so, CoDee, where do you see this going? How do you see this helping you out as far as your career?
Oh, okay. I'll start with where do I see this going? Since infinity and beyond is cliche, I'll say, I'll say to the moon, Alice. Now, I definitely think that it has it can go because, like you said, she's already written 3 seasons, and we're on the second episode of the first season. And I have no doubt in my mind that if we continue with the dedication that we have right now, and if resources and God keeps making everything fall into place for us, there's no reason that we shouldn't be able to get 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 seasons, 13 seasons. I mean, and then with the writing style that Coronae is putting on it, it's like she's putting all types of different characters in there in the mix. So it's like it's not gonna, you know. I'll tell you, I read my script, and the first time I read it, I'm like, what? So it's like not you don't. I don't even get bored reading the scripts and going to the next phase. So I know that the people watching it aren't going to get bored and they're going to be interested. I have people calling me all day, especially like my male friends. They're like, "Hey man, what's up? Yeah, when y'all gonna do that next episode though?" Because they don't know how to ask really. Like, I just want to know, y'all got that episode coming up, bro? So I have a feeling this could go really far. And as far as my career, I look at it as opening a new a new alleyway for me. I've done a lot of stuff, and now acting is something, and I'm honored. I told the cast, I said I want to be like Victor Newman. I don't want another job for the rest of my life. I just want to come in here and do this show and grow old, and everybody knows who Victor is, and everybody's gonna know who Dorian is. So it's just like that. So I'm putting my all into it. Like I told her, I was like, this is what 2018 is about for Constance. CoDee Gordon is pointing fingers, so I'm fully into it.
So, Corona, I want you to let's delve a little bit into season 1, episode 1.
Okay.
Kind of take us through that journey.
The first episode is it just opens with Dorian reflecting on one of the the most traumatic situation that she dealt with as a child, which was shooting her father. After that, it kind of goes back into the issues of her previous relationship. She had a hard time getting over that relationship, and she's constantly being reminded of the relationship in some way. Well, whether it's her friends or her own thinking. And it's just it's different. It's different to me. The first episode. I mean that's the only episode that I didn't touch. I didn't go back into. So once I wrote it, that's what it was. I didn't add or take anything away from that episode. And I think that that'll probably be the most memorable episode, because it leaves you kind of wondering, what actually happened, who's walking through that door, Why is she having these visions? Why is after 20 years is she still reflecting on what happened to her as a kid? And all of that gets exposed throughout the season.
Okay, so what inspired those flashbacks? And like you said, season 1 is already out, and yes, I love it. What inspired those flashbacks?
Honestly, it was in my previous relationship. It was just a hard relationship to get over, and I would sit and sit and sit and wait to hear from my ex, and I didn't. And I would just reflect on different memories, and whether it was the good or the bad. I just sit and reflect. And the way that it made me feel, man, breakups are hard. I will say that. I completely understand how Adele felt when she wrote that album after that breakup. Because it's hard, and you don't really want to talk to anybody because you don't really want to be judged. Because even though you went through everything you went through, there's a part of you that still wants to be with that person, and me being able to write it out and write about it and get my feelings out helped me to move on from that relationship. It was just a lot. Like that situation. I thank God for where I am now mentally and emotionally. And I hope pointing fingers helps someone else who may have those issues or be dealing with that, to be able to see that it's normal. It's perfectly fine to reflect and and accept the fact that it's hard getting over a breakup.
And what role did your father play in your writing?
My dad, we're at a good place now. We're at a really good place now. Before we weren't there, and the lack, me not having him around and not being able to have him in my presence definitely affected me emotionally. To a point where I had to mentally and emotionally kill him so that I wouldn't hurt anymore. And that's why the episode opens the way that it does. But it's like once you see the rest of the season, you'll understand what I mean when I say this. I emotionally and mentally killed him, but I didn't. Because that pain and that absence still affected me throughout my life. So what I thought was me, ending and closing that chapter out was not at all.
And so what role did your mom play in helping you get through that period in your life?
My mother is the strongest woman I know. She was there every step of the way. She pushed me to to put on my big girl drawers and move around. And she did, and I thank God for her strength, because it was her strength that helped me to stay strong, because I was weak. This was a very difficult situation for me. Not only the relationship, but the relationship with my father as well. Those were things that I've dealt with throughout my life. And my mom has been my biggest support. She helped me become the person that I am today. The the respectable person that I am, myself and my brother, because I do have a younger brother. Even though I didn't write him in the script, I do have a younger brother. But my mom has been everything. She has.
So, CoDee, I'm gonna switch to you. How was it? What was your response after hearing Corona's story? What was your initial response?
You shot your dad? That was my like, you went hard. Like, but being that I do that I am an adult living with a mental disability, I related to a lot of the things. I do have a bipolar manic depressive disorder, which kind of gives me kind of helps me be able to understand how it feels to carry pain, if that makes sense. To be able to carry the pain around with me and to where I could relate to feelings based on something that was already past. So it kind of helped me actually not only just pretend to be in a situation, but actually be able to empathize with a situation. So I could actually reflect almost on myself, on my own feelings, and pull from that. So when I read when I saw what was going on, I felt like the story was worth telling, and I thought that it was a story that needed to be told. I mean, I'm not gonna say that I've never looked at a script before, but I've never felt compelled to play a part, and this reading this part and talking to see personally and stuff, it just was it felt like a part, like a part of me. It felt like a part of what I am to be, so yeah, I jailed with the part.
Okay. So you said that you deal with mental health issues yourself. So did it have any of the impacts on you or any effects on you as you went through the seasons? Did because we know we have some actors in Hollywood that use it as a power, as a power tool to help push them forward. Do you feel like that helped you with this character? Getting into this character.
Yeah, definitely. This entire series has helped. As far as my mental health is concerned, I still battle with depression often, but having something to do helps greatly. Having someone to be, having somewhere to be, having a whole cast of people depending on you to be there and to be in spirit and to be Dorian, and it kind of helps. The first couple of episodes, the first episode, I was probably, I don't know how I was feeling then, but Dorian's emotions were kind of, so it was pretty easy. I haven't come to a point yet where I'm having to struggle with but I'm sure as seasons go by, I'm sure that pointing fingers will save me more than one time, as far as from a depression, and I appreciate that. And I feel like I said, feel like God put it in my life for maybe that reason. I have a lot on my plate, and this is almost like, even though it's work, it's almost like my downtime. It's like my time to be able to play, and at the same time be able to get something really important done, and just say something really important, and to give someone to actually compare themselves to. Mental health isn't addressed a lot of times in movies, except like, somebody goes crazy and they had a mental health problem. this stalker had a mental health problem. This serial killer had a mental health problem. You know, so there's like, you know, it's like, oh, this normal person has a mental health problem. I'm doing pretty good, you know. So it's like, it's a good way to address that topic and to show it, and it addresses so many topics from friendship to sexuality and relationships and mental health. I mean, it's so important.
So I'm going to go back to Corona now. So Corona, I know that you're very shy. How has building this series helped you be able to open yourself up more to people?
I am extremely shy. It's helped a lot, you know, because I think I'm the youngest of the cast. I think I am. And being able to write something that impresses people that are older than me, that have done more than I've done, that they don't treat me like I'm younger than them. You know what I mean? Like, they treat me as the director. And so them doing that, I mean, it's helping me come out of my shell a lot. You know, I find myself joking more with them, saying more. I don't know. It's different because it's like I said, we're a family, and it helps having them as family. You know, it's bringing me out a little bit. They get me to do more than I usually do and say more than I usually say. So it's good. It's good.
So tell us a little bit more. I have some people asking online. They're asking, when is episode 2 come out?
Episode 2 drops February 2nd. February 2nd. And we're excited about it.
Yeah.
We've watched it. It's amazing. I'm telling you, they're gonna love it. They're gonna love it.
So how does so season 2 is about to drop? Can you, without spoiling it, can you give us a little bit? Can you tell us just enough to you know, to get us over until it drops?
Let me say it.
Yeah.
My boy would do me like that, mama.
I mean, it's people are gonna find out what really happened with Dorian and Monica. And they're not gonna find out everything that happened. They're just gonna find out what happened. What's the basis of what happened that ruined their relationship? But as the season goes, they're gonna find out more and more every episode.
You said they're gonna find out more and more every episode.
Yeah, every episode they're gonna find out more.
You said season 2 is gonna drop on February 2nd. When are the next seasons? How do they fall in line?
Well, it's season 1. It's still season 1. It's just episode 2. And we're gonna drop them every month. Right now we just want to push one a month. You know, get the people watching it, get them interested in it. We are going to be posting different bloopers, different funny videos, funny shots to keep them entertained until the next episodes drop. But we're going to try to keep them a month apart.
Okay. Now, tell everyone where they can find season 1 and when season 2 drops, where they can find it.
Right now you can find season 1, episode 1 on Facebook on our Point and Fingers Facebook page, which is facebook.com/Point and Fingers. You can also find us on YouTube, on our YouTube page, which is Point and Fingers. It's been shared on the Daily Motion, the trailer, as well as the Movies Now trailer Facebook page. We're all over Instagram. I have to get the cast Instagram names because I'm not really on Instagram like that. But my Facebook page is facebook.com/Coronae. And you can find it on there as well.
Okay. Now, will you be having, is your cast set right now, or will you be having a casting call anytime in the near future?
In season 2, we'll be getting, maybe bringing in about 2-3 new characters. But right now in season 1, everyone that's in season 1 is in season 2 and season 3. And I plan to keep them together the entire time. You know, they're gonna be like the Newmans on Young and the Rested.
So can you, I know we're moving a little bit ahead, but your cast, can you tell us a little bit about your cast? Who's playing who in the different seasons?
In the different seasons? They're still the same. CoDee is Dorian Hunter. Jawan Henderson is playing Antonio Wallace. Sherry Ellis is playing Diane Hunter. Sade Lockhart is playing Monica Washington. Emmanuel Jones Jr. is playing Gerald Perkins. Kendrell Robinson is playing Marcus Taylor. And Dr. Yolanda Carey, she's going to be a new character that is the psychiatrist. She comes in, she's played by Monica Bradshaw. And there's a new character that comes in named Tara that is played by a young lady named Amber Dorsey.
Okay. Now,
and young Dory is Jacqueline Houston.
I'm sorry.
The baby of the group who plays young Dorian is Jacqueline Houston.
Jacqueline Houston?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So before we wrap up, I want each one of you to just give a shout out.
I'm gonna shout out to God first off. I want to shout out my mother, my aunts, my cousins, my brother, my dad, my stepdad, my entire family. The Point and Fingers cast. I gotta shout out Ren Hill for filming it for me. My best friends Shay, Kai, Reg, and Curtis. I gotta shout out Sean and Mandy in Texas. Shout out my BWF family, Kayla and Pauline. I hope I ain't leave nobody out. If I did, I love y'all. Shout out to Lake Providence, Louisiana. That's where I'm from. And like I said, I think that's it.
And CoDee?
I'd like to shout out my companion and best friend, Simone. She's been kicking it with me here, keeping me on point, making sure that I make it to where I am all the time because I'm running so far. She'll call and be like, hey, you're supposed to be having practice. I'm like, oh. So thank you to her. Thank you to, of course, to God and all of us. Thank you to the cast for being so loving, and I feel a connection to all you. Thank you for having us on here. Thank you for all the fans who pushing us forward and who are motivating us to keep doing this. And thank you for everyone who supports Pointing Fingers 2018, because this is just the beginning of something great, and we hope to be able to represent everyone and let everybody. Every show, I try to wear a local brand or something on me, on my body, so I get clothes. My friends, they have labels and stuff. So power and salute to all of them, and one love to everybody who's starting something. And I just want everybody to know to just do it, because you'll find somebody like Coronae did, and you'll find a group of people who love you as much as you love you, and then it's to infinity and beyond.
And thank you again, for real, for having us on here. You know, I really appreciate that.
Oh, I enjoy it. I really do. And I'm glad that I know I reached out to you and you didn't hesitate. Your email came right back, was like, yes, I will do it. So thank you for coming on and using my platform, you know, to be able to share your story and to be able to highlight the wonderful things that you and your cast, you guys are doing. It is amazing. And you're only 20, you're 26, correct?
Yes, ma'am.
You're 26 years old and you're out here making things happen. And that's a beautiful thing for our community, that we have young people that are out here making things happen. And you're not doing it alone. You're bringing other people with you.
Right.
And so I applaud you. I applaud your cast for a job well done. Your series is amazing. I love it. I'm waiting on the second episode myself. And for all the, if you just have one thing for other young women out there that are watching and that are listening right now, what is that? What would you say?
I would say don't stop. Never stop dreaming. Never let anybody tell you that you don't look like you can do it. I was judged by my appearance by so many people, whether it was my music or just them believing in me. You know, don't let your situations or your circumstances prevent you from reaching your goals. Keep dreaming and keep reaching.
Now, before we go, tell the audience again how they can, where they can find Pointing Fingers web series and how they can reach you.
Facebook.com/Pointing Fingers is the fan page. Like it, share it, check out the pictures, the videos, the trailers on there, as well as the full episode. The second episode will be on there February 2nd, as well as YouTube. Pointing Fingers on YouTube as well.
All right. Well, that is Coronae Willis and CoDee Gordon from the new web series Pointing Fingers, which is she just gave you all the information on how to find that, and I'll also put that in the comments. And I want to thank you all for joining us today on One Family News Let's Talk. If you want to keep this conversation going, please like, comment, and share below in the comment section. Thank you again for joining us on One Family News Let's Talk. Peace.